So nice to be here on this beautiful afternoon and not in solitary confinement in Belmarsh prison like Julian Assange.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is our 61st weekly gathering held to truthfully inform the people of Sydney about the injustice experienced by Julian Assange for revealing government crimes. It's not just the willingness of our governments to overlook their heinous crimes against humanity. It is also their willing enthusiasm to persecute and psychologically torture the journalists who revealed their crimes that inform us we must unite for decency. Free Assange now. Anthony Albanese said today, it's time for a federal anti-corruption commission in Australia. If you were serious about stopping government corruption, you would be here with us fighting to free Julian Assange. It's not too late, Albo. Please speak up on behalf of Julian Assange. Freedom of the press is vital to all the issues faced by humanity. Join us here on the steps of Sydney Town Hall every Friday from 5 till 7 p.m. to help free the innocent Aussie journalist who was persecuted for revealing more government corruption than any other we know. When we support Julian Assange, we are fighting against liars, murderers, smearers, torturers, persecutors, cheats, thieves, corrupt officials, propagandists, election riggers and psychological manipulators. What we are fighting for is human decency. Free Julian Assange from the diabolically cruel and inhumane torture at the hands of the UK's corrupt government. The deep state will remain firmly in control as long as people continue to accept the propaganda they are fed by the establishment media. People must avoid buying into the propaganda and the agendas it sets. There is truth, and that truth has evidence. WikiLeaks published the evidence. We must stay with the truth and we must free Julian Assange. Truth will prevail as long as we keep fighting for our right to know it. The political persecution of Julian Assange must be brought to a close. Donald Trump was given 4 years to be the most powerful person in the world, but he failed to save Julian Assange or prosecute any of the criminals exposed by the WikiLeaks publications. Clearly, we are ruled by criminals. Mainstream politics is obviously a charade to anyone who looks at the truth. People must unite to free Julian Assange. We must keep fighting. We must keep Julian Assange in the awareness of the public. Until Julian is freed, we know our governments are insincere about press freedom and human rights. We need Julian free. We need human decency to prevail. We must all join the fight against the rapidly approaching dystopia Julian warned us about. We must unite for our own freedom as well as his. We are all Julian Assange. The imprisonment and torture of Julian Assange tells us we are not free to say exactly what we like. Our defence against the approaching tyranny is, as it has always been, our unity. If we are able to come together over Julian, we will reveal our strength and we will be able to throw off slavery instead of being herded like farm animals ready for processing. Free Julian Assange. My freedom depends on you. Your freedom depends on me. Our freedom depends on our ability to demonstrate our unity. Human speech is our power. Julian Assange has been brave enough to use speech to help us. We must bravely use speech to help all of us. We must all be free. The alternative is not worth contemplating. Speak up now. We are all Julian Assange. The mainstream media have failed to truthfully inform us. Julian Assange would have been free long ago if people knew the available facts. Free Assange now.
Free Assange.
Donald Trump would have been a magnificent hero if he had pardoned Julian Assange for the act of telling the truth. Donald Trump did not pardon Julian Assange, as many of us expected, but asking for it brought increased public awareness to Julian's plight and to the steadfast unity of those empowered to deny justice and suppress free speech. We must keep fighting for the freedom of Julian Assange and bring greater awareness to the lack of political transparency used against us. We must put ourselves in the position where we can demand a just and decent world with confidence. We must work towards a widespread understanding of reality that will give us unbreakable solidarity so human decency can prevail. We will all be victims of the lies to imprison Julian Assange if we continue to allow his barbaric persecution. We must all be heroes. We must unite and fight for the truth. We must defend human decency. We're all waking up to the power that resides in each and every one of us. This is the power to realise responsibility for making the world the kind of place we can love and enjoy. We must be strong and open to the truth. We must be independent and true to ourselves. We must honour the truth that flows within us. We must each do what we know to be the actions of a hero. We must stand up for the truth and the right to be truthfully informed. We are all Assange.
We're all Assange.
It all comes down to our need to know the truth. Truth is withheld, ignored and obfuscated by establishment media to allow those currently holding power to continue holding power. The persecution of Julian Assange is the persecution of humanity. He must be free. We must be free. We are all Assange.
We're all Assange.
Free Julian Assange. Free Julian Assange. Free Julian Assange. Free the truth. Democracy's under attack. Your right to know is under attack. Free Julian Assange.
It's time to stand up. It's time to get that other 90% of the politicians to stand up for your rights and not just the rights of their corporate mates.
Folks, that was a song written for Julian by the Yellow Ribbon.
See some politicians down here, and please come and talk to us. If we're wrong, we want to know about it. If we're right, don't slink around under the fridge like a bloody cockroach. We want to see you down here.
Oh, look who we've got here.
Hillary!
Hillary Clinton, folks. We've got Hillary Clinton all the way from the United States of America. Oh, and the ex-president of the United States of America, Mr. Donald John Trump.
This is
And guess who's standing behind him? It's our very own Scummo. Whoa, and there's Boris bringing up the rear. Oh wow, we've got all the world leaders here today. I think they've got something to say to us. Let's hope they're supporting Julian Assange at last. Here's Hillary.
Welcome everyone. Now I would just like to speak to you about this silly court case. I don't understand why we have to have judges and prosecutors. Why don't we just drone him? Just drone him. It'll save a lot of time and money.
You just throw a few million at the judge and the friends and it'll all work out. That's how it's worked out for me. So don't you worry too much about that. And here's my good buddy, Scott. Here's Scott. There you go.
Okay, watch what you say about me. I'll robo-debt the lot of you. Okay, here's Boris Johnson all the way from the United Kingdom. Thank you, Boris.
I just want to assure everyone that there's nothing improper about keeping a journalist in jail in freezing conditions. It's entirely normal process, and it's entirely normal for America to deny extradition requests that we've made to them while we do everything we can to facilitate theirs. And I know that I'll keep talking about human rights, and so will my ministers, while we have a publisher freezing in an English jail in London for, believe it or not, telling the truth of all things and embarrassing the establishment. So there's been an important change of directorship over there across the pond. There's a new chairman of the board, and I'm awaiting very specific instructions which will be forthcoming soon. So I'd rather not say too much. So thank you.
Each of these leaders had the capacity to do something about Julian Assange's plight and end it. Each of them had in their powers to release Assange, to give him bail, to give him back to his family, to withdraw this extradition request. They could have done so much, but they're cruel, they're sadistic, and they don't care. They simply don't care. And that is the point of this afternoon. They don't care about an Australian publisher who is imprisoned. They don't care about the fact they have retaliated against a man who disclosed war crimes and that they have ruined his life for over 10 years. They don't care because this is politics. This is what they do. They're on the side of the powerful. They don't care about freedom of expression. And that's really our message for you. Thank you.
I'd like to read through the list of the good federal parliamentarians. 10% of our federal parliament are comprised of good people, of honest people, of people that care about you and I, that care about our rights, our liberties, our freedoms. And those 24 are as follows: George Christensen, Andrew Wilkie, Adam Bant, Senator Richard Di Natale, Steve Georgianis, Helen Haynes, Julian Hill, the Honourable Barnaby Joyce, Senator Nick McKim, Rebecca Sharkey, Zali Stegel, Susan Templeman, Maria Van Vakeno, Senator Peter Wish-Wilson, Josh Wilson, Tony Zappia, Senator Maureen Faruqi, Senator Sterling Griff, Senator Sarah Hanson-Young. Senator Rex Patrick. Senator Janice Rice. Senator Rachel Seward. Senator Jordan Steele-John. And Senator Larissa Waters. Thank you to those fine folk from our federal parliament. 24 of them. 24 fine parliamentarians that we need to be proud of and support and remember for what they are doing for us. Standing up against these deplorable figures here. Yes, deplorable figures that stand only for the corporate world. We must remember that we have a small percentage, 10% of our parliament, that are honest and pure and brave-hearted. And thank you to all 24 of them. We are forever indebted to you, and we will never forget your contribution. Thank you.
There's a young guy on YouTube, his name's Jordan Shanks, and he's better known as Frindly Jordies. And he did a YouTube clip today, and he's come out saying that David McBride, he's come out standing up for David McBride and Witness K and Bernard Colliery. But he also brought up that, you know, like all those guys were, like Alexander Downer, John Howard, they were setting up gas and oil deals basically for Woodside. Alexander Downer left the government, went straight into a cushy job in Woodside. And also Dave Sharma, he was also Alexander Downer's legal representative at the time as well, so he's implicated in it as well. He's the member for Wentworth at the moment in Sydney, so the Liberal member for Wentworth. So,
and that covers this area?
Yeah, it covers this area as well. And also they found out, he also mentioned that Dave Sharma had been involved with some insider trading as well with the AstraZeneca vaccine. He got in fairly early and he's made a massive profit out of it as well. So yeah, Jordan Shanks has actually mentioned that as well, that he should be busted for insider trading as well. So yeah, it was quite interesting. Yeah, his name's Frindly Jordies. Look it up on YouTube. You might find it. So his name's Frindly Jordies on YouTube. He's got a big following. He's mainly pro-Labor. He loves ripping into the Liberal government, but he's got a really big following of young people on YouTube. So yeah, good on Jordan Shanks for doing that and sticking up for David McBride and Bernard Colliery and Witness K.
So this one is to Baratza and the crumbling criminal empires she represents. You have not had our friend sent to his death, but the words in your judgment you may regret to your last breath. The main arguments of the defence you dismiss. That means you're either corrupt or on the piss. What it means is that you accept the charges as right, when they are in fact a lot of trumped up shite. And for you are protecting the crimes of the empire. You didn't ever listen to that beautiful black choir. You are protecting the crimes of empire. Your judgment is not justice, more like paralysis. What you have done is obviously a cost-benefit analysis. You somehow say that Julian is tortured by conditions in the USA, not Belmarsh, when conditions there are just as degrading, just as harsh. I wrote to the governor of that prison, don't know his or her name. I urged him or her to treat Julian decently in your so-called justice game. No reply, no reply. Governor of Belmarsh, are you waiting for a man to die? Be sure, Governor of the prison, be sure Baretza, Johnson, Morrison, Albanese, Biden, Caligula in the US, you will be held responsible if Julian dies in your revenge-laden mess. Where are the voices in the UK where I spent my formative years? I know where you stand, heroic journalist John Pilger and also Stella Morris, with a mother's love, determination and tears. Voices from here must be raised, or are we still a penal colony, empire's slave? Thank you from us to us. We will not have a friend thrown under the empire's bus.
Free, free!
Julian Assange, our mate, inmate, Julian Assange, our mate,
Julian Assange!
inmate,
Our mate!
Julian Assange, our mate.
Julian Assange! Julian Assange!
I hear that Magistrate Baretza said that Julian would not be extradited because of health reasons, but for the same reasons she keeps him in prison. Why is that?
It's called fake justice.
Fake justice!
Fake justice, folks. You've heard of fake news. Well, there's a new fake on the block. It's called fake justice. Common law has ended. Common law as we know it has finished. It no longer exists. Julian Assange stands as a testament to the lack of common law rights. He has been arbitrarily detained now for in excess of 10 years, and he has committed no crime.
Free Assange, please! Please! You must free him! He deserves to be free! Thank you very much! Thank you! Okay! Lovely! He's a good man, I know! He's Australian! This is the Sydney Town Hall Julian Assange Friday night meeting, 5 till 7. Please come along, we need more people here. We want to absolutely fill the place, hold up a sign, wear a t-shirt, all that sort of stuff. Thank you. Yeah, that's it must be out there. Oh, okay. All right, cool.